Hello, fans. We're taking a brief moment to recognize and show our appreciation for the incredible support of our sponsors. Their commitment not only fuels our content, but also ensures we can bring you the very best of the airgun world. Firstly, a huge shout out to Southern Precision Air Weapons. Ken is a master of hard-hitting airgun tunes that deliver unrivaled accuracy. Moving on, we extend our gratitude to High Pressure Pneumatics. Be sure to check out what Tom has going on at his store in Michigan and online as well. Let's not forget the remarkable contribution of Donnie FL. Their innovations in suppressors have revolutionized the experience in the field, combining stealth with performance. A special thanks to GX Compressors as well for their robust and efficient compressors that are an absolute game changer in the pneumatic technology and convenience. Be sure to check out Scout Air Guns for the Epic and the all-new Evo. JSB and Predator International for the finest in airgun projectiles. Affordable, well-made, and fun airgun products from FX Airguns. And lastly, we express our sincere appreciation for Sabre Tactical. Their tactical gear is not only about strength and durability, it's about taking your airgun experience to the next level. We proudly stand alongside these titans of the airgun industry and invite you, our valued listeners, to explore their outstanding offerings. Supporting our sponsors is directly supporting the Airgun Geeks, enabling us to continue delivering you the content you love and trust. Thank you for being the most essential part of our journey. Your engagement and support make all of this possible. Until next time, stay tuned and keep supporting those who make the Airgun Geeks a reality.
Hey, Bill, how you
Patrick,
doing?
what's
Whoa.
up? Can you believe we actually had snow this morning here in California?
Snow?
Yeah, up in the higher altitudes in the Santa Cruz Mountains, we had snow today. Which I don't know. I since I've lived here, we've never had snow this late in the year, in the time that I've been here. But yeah, kind of weird. Some crazy weather. If this is global warming, I want my money back.
Well, there's rumors of a large cold front from Canada that's going to hit Florida this weekend.
You know, as much as I love our friends to the north, they can keep their weather. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, over where Ken's over at Spall Weapons, this would be a Saturday coming up. It's going to be 47 degrees at 8 in the morning.
Wow.
So that's a little twist because he's got a 50-yard bench rest contest going on. That's going to change your gun. So that's going to be fun. And then I just heard this morning that Manhattan had a 4.8 magnitude earthquake. So I think I would take snow over an earthquake any day, especially in those big skyscrapers, but hopefully everyone's good there. So yeah, lots of changing. So what are you going to do? One day at a time, right?
Well, we got an eclipse coming up here, so maybe it's the heavens trying to wake us up and
maybe
get us to realize that as a country we're not quite as divided as our social media would lead us to believe.
Yeah, that Monday, April 8th, 2024 is going to be a very interesting day. We'll see. Maybe we'll be having the podcast in another realm. I don't know. Who knows? But how's everything been with you? You've been doing well?
I'll tell you, it has been it's been busy here at the production center for Target Forge and the DIY Maker Films. That's, for those that don't know, the DIY Maker is my newest channel on YouTube, and I really wanted an outlet for things that I do that are not really airgun related, because I've tried. I tried putting some non-airgun related content on my Target Forge channel, and it bombed. That audience expects airgun related stuff. So when I step out of my lane on that channel, it's not a very warm reception. Not that the people don't, a lot of the airgun community has been great and gives me a lot of latitude, but I'm not reaching the audience that I would otherwise like to with some of my broader interests like bushcraft and and things like that. And I do a lot of product reviews and stuff like that. I had a friend once tell me that he really liked my opinion of stuff, and I'm like, well, how can I make some money doing that? And turns out Amazon is willing to pay me to do that. So I try to bring a level of honesty and integrity to my reviews, and that channel is very, very young, but it is growing at an incredible rate. I'm so delighted with that, and I did kick off some knife reviews. I tried an interesting form of a 60-second knife review. So I have 60 seconds to review a knife and tell my opinion. And it's been an interesting experiment to try and get that done in 60 seconds. And I'm not sure I'm going to keep that format or not. I have experimented a little bit with expanding that, and I'll be perfectly honest. I use AI a lot to research topics, to understand things at a higher level, and I use AI also as a resource when I'm spitballing or when I'm coming up with an idea for something. I will articulate the idea to the AI. It'll reflect back, its interpretation of what I said, and I'll say, no, that's not what I meant. Change this, do that. And, through that interaction of something that is really, really good at focusing on latching onto the details and articulating them back to me, it's a great way to explore an idea. So through that process, we've looked at, doing a little different formula for the knife review. And I think I'm going to try some experiments with that going forward. But anyway, yeah, check out if you want to check out the DIY Maker channel on YouTube, and on there you'll find some reviews of things that I think are interesting on Amazon. You'll also find I did some fun projects. One is making a fire starting paste. It's a gelled alcohol of the highest quality, I think, of any of the videos that I've seen of making that stuff. I believe mine stands apart in the sense that it is very high purity and very, very consistent material. And I also did one on an alcohol stove using perlite and waste sardine tins. So if you want to see what you can do with some trash, do check out the DIY Maker. There's some fun projects going on over there. And that's going to be where I take, those kind of harebrained ideas that pop in my head every now and then. And I explore those on that channel. I still have, of course, the Airgun Geeks channel that I manage for Patrick, and I continue to grow that and go around the world harvesting content for that and bringing it to our airgun brothers. And I still have the Target Forge channel, which brings you everything you need to know about maintaining your GX compressor, about tricking out your guns, about doing things that most people don't really want to do. It's so funny because I had a comment, Pat, on my my Notos video, my second Notos video, one that shows putting the plenum kit and everything in.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And the guy was like, he was kind of like, oh, well, must be nice to have $50,000 machine shop. I can't do that, blah blah blah. And I'm like, well, first of all, this is an old used lathe that I picked up really inexpensively. In fact, if Patrick didn't pay for half of it, I wouldn't have that lathe. That's the reality. But, I even gave the dimensions in that video of how you could do the same thing with a Dremel and get rid of those rings without breaking the moderator. But, another one of my viewers finally came to my rescue and left a remark that kind of put that guy in his place. And I'm like, well, thank you. Thank you for jumping in the comments. And I don't think people realize, Pat, how important the chatter in the comments is to your YouTube presence. And it is. I mean, if you just take 20 seconds out of your extremely busy day and go leave some comments on videos that you think are important or that you value, that is a great way to support your local YouTuber. And it it tickles the jimmies of the algorithm in a way that makes it respond. And I know that's an overtly sexual interpretation of antagonizing the AI that is responsible for YouTube, but honestly, it works. It is a great way to stimulate that beast and get a response from it.
Yeah.
And that's what we need, because we do fight every day. We fight for our market share, and we have to. It's an uphill battle. And I'll tell you, Pat, I have also been increasing my presence on X. I am a big proponent of what Elon is building over there. And people who think that it's just Twitter, it's not. What Elon has said himself that he is building is a whole new social media platform that is free from the censorship and the BS that we see on everything Zuckerberg owns, Instagram and Facebook, and also the crap that we put up with on YouTube of, sequestering us because they don't believe our video content is advertiser friendly, which is just a clever dodge for we want to throw some shade on you. I've been working on creating another persona of me over on X as well, to kind of have a foot over there, so that, I don't know if you guys remember, but there was a time when YouTube just went and shut down a bunch of airgun related channels. They just flipped the switch, like click, you guys are gone. Sorry. And that sent just shockwaves through this industry. Like, how in the hell can you just go and do that? The problem is they do have that power. And I think right now the battle we're fighting is that kind of quiet death that they're trying to just hope that we bleed out. So yeah, I've been reinvigorated in building my X presence over there, and I've been posting videos over there. I've been posting content over there, to try and start building that, so that I have a life raft, if you will. I mean, another place that I can go to take my game somewhere else. And who knows, maybe we'll start featuring episodes of the Airgun Geeks podcast over on X when I become a premium member, and I can get long format content over there. Yeah, Elon's been clear that he wants to be the safe place for social media to be done in a way that's not censored, that is, free from the tyranny of impressing your ideas on someone else, which that's what we fight. Now, Pat, you've been up to like all manners of calamity. You've had some more health issues come your way, and you've gotten the leg up in that battle.
Yep.
And you've got some very interesting things going on with your iguana control business as well. So shed some light on that for us.
Well, there was a little bit of some complications from body surgery, but we got that all resolved because they got really good doctors down at the Miami VA. So definite props to them. And now it's getting warm down here, and Bob and Helen have got the army together, and they are everywhere. So I have gotten so many requests, Bill. Oh my God. Hey, we want to go on a boat. We want to shoot these things off a boat. I'm like, okay. So I looked into that. So now I'm getting the captain's license. So now,
let me tell you, Pat, when you get your captain's license, if the iguana thing doesn't work out for you, I hear there's an opening in Baltimore.
No, that's bridging. That's bridging the gap, kind of.
Oh,
yeah. I saw where you were going with that. I went on the other side.
They need a captain up there that's used to power failures on boats, and I hear you've been wrestling with that. Did you ever get that fixed?
Yeah. So I don't know what to call the boat yet, but we're going to call her. She is in the shop getting fixed, and a couple components were bad. So they say it should be up and running by next week. I hope. So I was like, we need to get out and go shoot some iguanas. But It's always something. I always say if you're not struggling, the devil ain't messing with you. It means you're going in the right direction. In other words, so got that going. Playing around with a new gun. I ended up getting a raw micro in 22.
Interesting.
Neat little gun. I don't like the left-handed side because I shoot left-handed and then I got to take my hand off, and so got to get some right-handed feeding magazines. So playing with that. Totally forgot, Bill, that I own a Day State Red Wolf. I was doing inventory and I'm like, what's this box? I'm like, oh, that's right, I did buy a midnight blue.
I'm not buying that you forgot you had a $4,000 air gun, Pat. I'm not buying.
Yeah. So, but that will be debuted at RMAC this year. Yeah. So will the Black Mamba, which is my speed shooting Leshy, and I'm working on the mental side, Bill. We won't flip the can like we did last year. I was a little upset with myself, but I was excited I made it to the finals, because initially I didn't even get in, and then people didn't show up, and they're like, okay, you can go if you want to do it. And then I beat all these people to get into the finals. I was excited with that. But I did break the one rule. I had fun, but I came in last.
You didn't come in last, though. You absolutely didn't. You placed pretty well. And I saw it happening. I was lucky that I could sit off to the side and watch Patrick step in front of that freight train. And I kept trying to tell you, Pat, don't get in your own head. Don't let John Bugakis get inside your head. Just be you. Just relax and enjoy this. And that's not what happened. I
became a bartender. I was shaking like crazy.
Really excited, and he got really in the moment, and that's great. And then you had that experience, but now you know what I was talking about, and how to separate yourself from that competition persona and still be able to perform. And that's, honestly, that's why when we go to these events, Pat, I like to be the guy that's capturing the story around the side. I don't need to compete. And if I'm going to compete, then that's all I'm going to do, because I have to be completely focused on that. It's a character flaw for me. And I won't be good at interviewing people if I'm in competition mode. So I elect to go to these events and just work the outside and capture the stories. And that's why I love going to these events and getting those stories and talking to the manufacturers and stuff. And we've got something very special coming up at the end of this podcast that you're going to want to stick around for. And that is the Ballistol drawing. Happens this episode. Pat's got he's got some fantastic Gee Whiz tools that he's going to pull out, and he's going to select our 5 winners. And we had 6 winners. 6 winners. 6 winners. Yes. And we are, Pat was going to discount one of our people because they were not from the continental United States. And I said, you know what? I can't abide by that. I'm going to pay for the shipping for the guy. If he wins from Australia, I will pay for his Ballistol stuff to get there. And if Ballistol has to ship it to me, and then I have to ship it to him, that's okay. But I didn't want to. If you read his entry, he was so passionate about getting into this contest. I can't just dispense this guy. So that he's going to be in the running. So everybody who entered is going to be in it, and stick around to the end for that. And Pat, do you know who we're talking to in this interview on this episode?
Oh, yes, I do. One, it's the main engineer and the son of Frederick Axelsson, Johan Axelsson. And
of the mighty FX Airguns world.
FX right there. The FX Airgun.
Yep, very nice.
I had to wear the shirt.
You're repping. You're repping hard.
I'm trying. And I'm really excited for everyone to see this interview. I think it was one of the best interviews, one of them, that you got from Iowa. And it was just so casual and laid back, and he was so proud. And I personally can't wait to get my hands on a DRS.
I'm
'Cause,
excited to get one myself.
I'm an FX addict, but that Manelli wood stock is nothing but the cat's meow. The bee's knees.
I'm holding out. I want my DRS to have the carbon fiber
I'm with you. I'll second that motion.
over barrel. I would probably prefer to have 600 millimeters in 22, but yeah, that's probably what I would get. I'd probably get that gun in a 22 with the carbon fiber barrel, just to get a little bit more capacity out of it. And really, if you want some fun, entertaining viewing, do jump on YouTube and check out the links we've got below in the description for some of the video content around the DRS. It's not something that hasn't been done before with air guns, but
No.
it is given the FX touch in that it's been very well implemented, and I'm excited for what this is going to do. And I'm excited to see somebody give the Red Panda a run this year on the bench rest circuit. That's going to be very telling to watch unfold this year. So, Pat, are you ready to get to our interview?
I am ready and excited.
All right, well, let's roll that footage right about now. Airgun Geeks, I've got a unique opportunity here to get a talk with the man, the guy behind FX Airgun extravaganza here at IWA 2024. I am so honored to have a minute to talk with you, Johan. Thank you for taking some time out of your exceptionally busy schedule here at IWA. And welcome to the Airgun Geeks Podcast.
Yeah.
Tell us what you've got to show us here.
Thank you. I'm here today with the new FX DRS. It's a new airgun that we have that we are utilizing the air around the barrel. It allows us to make a very, very lightweight, very, very high quality air rifle for a good value. It gives the end user a very, very sleek profile. It gives the user a lot of different options. We have everything from a super lightweight synthetic stock to a gorgeous looking Manelli walnut to a competition MDT stock. So it's a rifle you can bring out to your guard and shoot with your kids shooting low, lightweight pellets. But you can take it all the way to competition, PRS 2.2 shooting, really pushing the limits of what airguns can do. So it's a jack of all trades. And with this, the good thing with this jack of all trades rifle is that so much things are dynamic. So the plenum, usually when we try to get everything in one gun, it's very hard because then have the same plenum for every single rifle. You have the same valve. You get master of none. But with this one, due to the fact we have adjustable length of the barrels, we have different plenums available. So when we set it up for garden shooting, everything, we have a super small plenum, which makes it perfect. It's very stable, very consistent air rifle for 16 grain pellets. But if you then want to be able to do high power shooting, long range shooting, you can just change the plenum. And if you're going to really long range shooting, you can change the barreling. And you're able to push this to almost rimfire 2.2 power levels and get the same BCs but better consistency than a standard long rifle.
So I assume the same technical wizardry of the FX barrel exists on the inside of there.
Yes.
So you're still doing the imprinted rifling on the barrel, and you're surrounding that with the air reservoir.
Correct.
And can you tell us what is the effective volume of this air reservoir in this length?
In this length, it's 208 cc's of air. So it's still quite a bit. You're able to get up to 60 shots per fill with the 15.8 grains at about 900 feet per second.
Oh, wow.
And we have a carbon fiber upgrade for this one as well. So with that upgrade, you get about 30% more shots per fill.
So the pressure vessel, the skin becomes carbon fiber?
Exactly, which enables a slightly more volume, but also a higher fill pressure. So you're able to go higher in the air pressure in the rifle.
Now, the engineer in me wants to know,
Yeah.
is that carbon fiber lined with metal, or is it just pure carbon fiber?
No, it's aluminum core
Right.
aligned with carbon fiber.
Very-
And the first trial test we've done, I think the burst pressure is almost 1,000 bars.
Oh, wow. That's quite a lot.
Yeah, so
Margin.
so we have 4 times the safety margins of what the end user is going to be able to use it at.
So what is the max fill pressure in the aluminum? versus the carbon?
The aluminum is the same tube we've been using for the Wildcat and Dreamline. So it's 230 bars, well tested. But it's a super lightweight and super good aluminum tube. So I'm very happy with that.
Sure.
But due to the fact when we're pushing 38, 40 grain slugs into up to 1,000 feet per second, we want to be able to make certain that there's enough shots per fill to finish a stage. When you go down to 30 grain, no problem whatsoever.
Yeah.
But we want to be able to, if you go to a competition, it is super windy, the long rifles will have a advantage over you if you shoot 30 grains. But by being able to pushing the 34 and 36 and 38, 40 grains up to that speed, we will be able to limit their the advantage they have.
Do you know what's so exciting to me about what you just said? Is that as an airgun manufacturer, you're looking at the real use case.
Yeah.
And you're trying to understand what does it take to compete with this gun?
Yeah.
And let's make it capable of doing that. And
Yeah.
that to me speaks volumes, because so many times, we'll go to get a scope to use with field target,
Yeah.
and it's not marked at 12 power, and it's not marked at 16 power.
Yeah.
That's you shot me in the foot. I
Yes.
can't use this product because you didn't do your homework.
Right.
And the firearms guys couldn't care less.
Yeah.
Whether they had an marking at 16 or 14.
Yeah.
Care.
No.
So, I love the fact that you guys are actually looking at that and not throwing a gun to us and saying, well, make do.
Yeah, exactly. No, and that's the main thing behind this. Like, this project started when MDT contacted me and wanted to make a chassis for one of my air rifles. And I simply told them, I don't have any air rifles I want to put in your chassis. So, but I told them I would like to make a new one. So that's when we started design on this.
Oh, wow.
So that's how it all started.
I have always been very passionate about guns that look like traditional rifles.
Yeah.
And, one of the first FXs that I owned was a Crown Mark
Yeah.
I. And the reason I owned that gun, because I was at the point where I was ready to purchase, and I really wanted a Red Wolf.
Yeah.
That's the gun I wanted. I went to SHOT Show in 2017, and I saw the debut of the Crown.
Yeah.
And that wood just absolutely sold it to me.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, that's what I'm buying. And it's that classic style, classic lines. But had this been there,
Yeah.
I would have had an even harder time, because when you get rid of the bottom,
Yeah.
and some guys call it the plumbing show, where there's a lot of guns that favor the external plumbing and
Yeah.
and everything. This really resonates, and I will also say this will work with almost all of the firearm gun storage, like
Yeah.
scabbards and things like that, that most air guns won't fit in because of the big bulbous tank.
Yeah, definitely.
This will fit in those solutions, so
No,
it's really exciting.
And that was one of the feelings that we want to have a rifle to get more firearm shooters into the airgun industry. I think there's a lot of benefits with the bottle, because the bullet is one of the most expensive parts of the air rifle,
Sure.
but you're able to get 480 cc, 250 bar in such a light container. So it's amazing for air rifles, but it has a very, very high profile and such things, which I don't really mind, because I shoot a lot from the bench.
Yeah.
But seeing the last few years when we've been shooting more and more PRS into U2 and more dynamic shooting, I've got in love with that even more.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I wanted to have something low profile and trying to get rid of as many drawbacks as possible. So this will also be a gateway drug to get people into the airgun industry, to get more people involved.
There's nothing really wrong with the crack dealer's model. It is effective. You get somebody addicted to air guns, and then they're a customer for life. I know, I was talking to your father at the opening of Utah Airguns, the
Yep.
grand opening for that, and I said, my Crown that I bought from you is the most accurate anything I own. Doesn't matter. Firearm, airgun, doesn't matter. It's the most accurate thing that I own.
One of the best things what I think about air rifles is, like, when I get new people into the sport and new friends that shoot firearms, and they go to the range and with the centerfires and they shoot, like, they have a good day at the range, they shoot maybe 100 shots. And that's a lot of shots for a centerfire day. But when you go with an air rifle, 100 shots is so, like, the amount of trigger time you're able to get from an air gun is insane compared to any other thing in the world. So I think air guns is a very good way to just get shooting, because it's so easy and so fun. It doesn't disturb.
And we actually just explored this in our first episode of 2024. We talked about the synergy between the firearms world and the airgun world. And what the airgun allows you to do, like you just touched on, is practice at home.
Yeah.
You've got that opportunity.
Yeah.
You can set up a little 30-yard range at home.
Yeah.
And make it challenging by making the target really small.
Yeah, definitely.
You're doing the same practice.
You're doing it's long range shooting but scaled down.
Yeah.
So you're having the same problems you have at longer ranges, at shorter ranges.
Yep.
So it just enables you to do a lot more things.
Yeah.
Same like in Sweden, for example, we sent the PRS is quite big. It's getting more and more popular.
Really?
But the amount of ranges you're able to shoot NRL and PRS with centerfires are very, very limited. So there's about 4 to 5 competitions a year. They're big, but it's very hard to get to them. And Sweden is it's a small country, but it's very long. So if you live in the wrong part, you have to drive 6, 7, 8 hours to the closest match, and it's only 4 or 5 of them. With 2.2 air rifles, or mainly 2.2 long rifles right now in Sweden, you're able to go and have a match wherever pretty much, because you only have to have 200 meters to make it compatible. So it's starting to grow a lot in Sweden, and that's what we want to attack as well.
Very nice. I have one more question about the barrel itself.
Yeah.
How does the variation in air pressure affect the harmonics of the barrel as that pressure degrades?
So the main thing and the most about the issues with this is you have to have an air canister that is completely straight, and you have to have the start and the end have to be completely straight cut. And on top of that, we have a free floating barrel inside. So if the air tube were to move slightly, the barrel still sits in the same position.
Okay.
So there's some leeway in the barrel. So
you're not seeing any impact on barrel harmonics?
No.
The pressure variation?
No, not at all. Actually, it's been very, very rigid, and the drawbacks you get from it, you get back, because when you shoot a rifle, the harmonics of the barrel during the shots is so reduced due to the fact that it's air around it. So I haven't seen any POI shifts or anything like that.
Very nice. So my most obvious question is it Matt Dubber approved?
Yeah, definitely. No, Matt is actually the main guy that tested the rifle, and he's super stoked about it. He still only have the prototype, so we're sending him after the show now. He'll have the first production rifle in the MDT chassis that anyone has in the world. So yeah,
So exciting.
no,
Well, thank you for sharing that amazing piece of technology with us. I love the fact that you've made the magazine well deeper.
Yeah.
Because that was one thing that I always struggled with my Mark II Impact. I always wanted to use the
40 grains.
the longer caliber slugs, not slugs, but pellets, predators.
Yeah.
And I could never fit them in the mag. So
No.
bravo for fixing that too.
Of course.
Yeah. Well, is there anything else that you'd like to say to our viewers about FX for the future and FX as it moves forward in time?
Like FX will always be FX. Like this used to be a work for me and my father, but now it's a hobby, and we do it because we love it, and we've done that for a long time. And yeah, we just love everything about it, and we love the industry, and it's very fun to continue pushing the limit of what airguns can do and continue pushing what we're able to do ourselves.
Yeah. Well, I have to say, of the designs that I've seen come out in the last couple of years, this is definitely about as innovative as it gets.
Thank you.
I will look forward to shooting one of these. I might have to sell one of my crowns though.
No, but they're all hitting the streets. I know the last shipment arrived in the USA with the synthetic version last week, so they're about to hit your closest dealer any day now.
Very good. You've got some new relationships in the U.S. Utah Airgun has stepped up and
definitely,
and become your U.S. distributor, which is to me fantastic news because Justin is a really outstanding man.
Yeah, Justin and Austin and the entire team is amazing guys, and
Yes.
I'm very happy to work with them. And they're able to bring us closer to the market, to the end users, and to the everything such as problems that we need to address, things that they see that end users want in the future, and we're able to really go after what is needed.
Excellent. I think that is such a big step forward for FX to be working with a team like that. It's good to see.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
well, is there anything you want to say to our viewers that is not airgun related, just advice you want to pass on, or something that you're passionate about?
Putting me on the spot there,
I
but
always do.
yeah,
That's what I'm famous for.
no, but
Sorry.
just go out and enjoy it. Like,
Yeah.
just enjoy yourself. That's what you're supposed to do. Shoot what you think is fun, and just be able to utilize the product that you buy and have a fun time with it.
Yeah. So basically, your message is just have fun.
Yeah, always.
Yeah.
That's what life's about. Life's too short for anything else.
That's good advice. That's good advice. Thank you, Johan. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
And we're going to be delighted to hear this in a podcast coming up. And it's good stuff. Very good.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for coming by.
Well, Pat, what did you think of my talk with Johan?
Well, first off, there was that Manelli stock. I was eyeballing that. I really like how you were in the corner. You were like in your own little cubicle there and just having a nice casual conversation. And just the way Johan talked about that gun, that's his new star child. I mean, he absolutely loves that thing. And it's so simplistic.
Mhm.
And the good thing is if you owned a Dreamline, a Wildcat, a Crown, they fit those magazines, the big magazines. But it also comes with that mini mag. And what's really cool, and I don't know if you caught this, they actually have a ball bearing in them now, a roller bearing.
Hmm.
So I saw another manufacturer, Stud, does that, has a bearing in it. And the fact that Side Shot did that, I thought that was a big upgrade in magazines, period, from Side Shot. That was pretty cool. But just the whole layout, I can't wait to get my hands on one because I think I read on the specs that the compact 500 millimeters only like 4.9 pounds with the classic
Wow.
synthetic stock. I'm like, that's it? And then you put like a prism scope that I have on there, you're what? 5.2, 5.3, maybe 5.5 pounds. And, you throw a moderator on there and off you go.
And I think it's hysterical that you and I are so very different in our requirements for air gun weight. I don't mind if it's 10, 11 pounds. That doesn't bother me at all because I'm not usually lugging the thing around. I'm going to go set up on a bench, or I'm going to go do some shooting out in the desert or whatever it is, but I'm not hiking around with the thing. I'm not walking and stalking like you are chasing Bob and Helen around.
Yeah.
But
it's the infamous question we always ask, Bill. What's your purpose?
Fair point.
What's your purpose? What are you doing? I'm doing something totally different. So I'm with you for the bench. I would want the 700 mil in the MDT chassis and just weight that thing down so it doesn't move. But I don't want to go carrying that around. Like what is it? The Red Panda's 17 pounds right off the bat. And then you add a 3-pound scope and a 1.5 pound bipod and your cheek, however much that is.
But to be fair, that is designed as a bench rest gun.
As a bench gun, yes.
It's designed as a gun that's already ready to go for that sport. So, it is a different world. It's a different requirement. It's a different purpose, as you alluded. And that is right. And, it's always, when the wife asks, well, why do you need so many guns? They're tools, and each tool is unique to its application. Correct. I'm not going to go take my 45 caliber H&K pistol and go skeet shooting with it. It's not going to work very well. There's a tool for each job, and the same is true of air guns. We've got all kinds of camps around the air gun arena, and we all need to just come together and realize that, hey, you know what? We're all here to have fun. And whether somebody brought an FX gun, or whether somebody brought a Daystate, or whether somebody brought an Umarex that was made by some other company, for gosh sakes, just have fun and enjoy yourself.
Correct.
And get out of your own head.
Yeah, get outside and shoot some lead.
That's right. Fly some pellets, right?
You got it. That's what it comes down to. And buy what you can afford. That you don't need an FX. There's what was one of the new guns that we saw was I thought it was a Crossman 362, and it wasn't. It's I forget what they call it. Oh, shame on me. But it's a PCP version. Rick Rem did a video on it. I'm like, what is that? And it's only a couple $100.
Wow.
And Rick's shooting stuff. Now I know Rick's a special person with shooting lead, but for a couple $100, you're out in the backyard having some fun. So there's something for everyone, which is a big difference from 16 years ago when I started air gunning and going, oh my God, how am I going to get all this stuff, So I agree.
Well, we've got a Ballistol giveaway to get to, Pat. So
we do.
Why don't you unleash that demon, and we'll reconfigure the screen here.
I'm going to find the list of people. Here we go. So, Bill.
Yes.
How many people do you think are in this drawing?
2.7 million.
They need to start subscribing to the YouTube channel right now. Call to action. You got me going. We have 14 people.
That's so awesome. I am delighted that we've got 14 people that care enough about Ballistol in their lives to have responded to our call to action and are in the game for this. That makes me delighted.
Agree. So how this is going to work, everyone, is we're going to pull up a number generator, and as you emailed us, you got put on the list. So if you were the first one to email, then you're number one. All the way up to 14.
You're number one. You're number one.
All right. So I'm going to get to the fancy little thing here.
All right. Here we go.
All right. So we're going to start.
Look at all this technology.
Look at all this and all these ads. Yes. All right. So here we go. Number 7 is what was going. That's so Bill. I'm cracking up here.
All right, who's our first winner, Pat?
So the first winner is Jeff Higgensbergen. Hopefully I said that right. Out of Cincinnati, Ohio. Congratulations, Jeff.
Very good.
All right.
First one goes to a Flatlander.
Number 11.
Yay!
Now this is number 11 is Rob McCory. So Rob, I'm going to email you, but if you're listening, I need you to send me your address so that we can send you your Ballistol. But congratulations, Rob.
Excellent.
All right. I'm really liking this wheel. It's a wheel that came up. It's mine, Bill. Number 12. Oh, wow. This is, hopefully I'm saying his name right. It's Tail Peterson out of Delta, Utah.
Excellent.
Congratulations. Is it number 3? What is it going to be? Number 3. Congratulations, James Seiler out of Collins, Wisconsin.
He must be the other Wisconsin air gunner.
No point intended, Bill. Oh. All right, so we're working on the 5th one. Ooh. Number 1, that's Patrick Parker out of Germantown, Tennessee. All right.
Congratulations, Patrick.
Well, thank you, Bill. No, wrong Patrick. This is number 6. Who will be the final winner?
Did you spin that thing extra hard, Pat?
Really hard. It sounds like a Geiger counter. I'm just saying. Can't do number 1 again, sir. My gosh. It doesn't want to give up. Spinning again.
I think I'm going to go out on a limb here and suggest we find a new picker when we do another contest.
100% positive. Yes. I think it's stuck.
Yep, there it goes.
Yeah, but it picked number 7 already, my friend. This is interesting. I think what it's waiting for is it's really wanting Australia. I think that's what's going off. I think Jeff is signaling to our device here that he really wants. I'm feeling it for him. Number 9 is Travis Lloyd out of Mapleton, Iowa. Congratulations, Travis.
Very good. Another Flatlander.
Another Flatlander. All right. Well, that was exciting.
It was indeed.
Yeah, we definitely have to get a new thing. I don't know. That thing was working great in our trial run, Bill, and then all of a sudden it just went to pot. But what will happen is you will get a shipment directly from Ballistol. So watch for that in the mail. I will email them today to get those out to you ASAP. And it's going to be a cool little kit. And then, of course, let us know how you like the Ballistol and what you've been using it for.
Yeah, absolutely. We'd love to hear. And when you're doing that, you can also vote for your favorite host or favorite entity here at the Airgun Geeks podcast. You can vote for Patrick. As you can see on the screen, we've got airgunspluspatrick@gmail.com. Or you can vote for Bill at airgunsplusbill@gmail.com. Or you can vote for the lovely Bonnie. And for hers, just put in vote for Bonnie in the subject and just write to airgungeeks@gmail.com. And she will get you a sticker in the mail and count your vote. But yeah, we've had so much fun with this contest that we continued it in 2024, and it has been a real hoot. But hey, if you've got some things that you'd like to give away on the Airgun Geeks, or you've got a product that you want to come on and promote on the Airgun Geeks podcast, do reach out to us and let us know. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, just email us at Airgun Geeks and let us know.
Yep.
Also, want to give a friendly reminder to go on Facebook and join the Airgun Geeks Facebook page. Please answer the 3 questions. It's how I keep the bots out and us real people in there. And if you're listening on Apple Podcast, make sure you give us 5 stars and leave a review. And all of those that have done that, we do appreciate that. It really helps with the algorithm with Apple. And it gives us a good rating and puts us near the top. Also, reminder, we do have the competitions coming up. You have the Northeast Airgun Classic that is still going on. That's coming up on I think it's the 14th of this month of April. So make sure you go check that out. And then, of course, RMAC registration is open. And there are some spots that are open. Hopefully, they'll be filled up fairly quickly. But even if you're not competing, come on down. You got to experience RMAC. There's a vendor's day and all that stuff. Plus, you get to come to the shop, meet people from all over the world. You get to meet us. We are signing autographs. Now, if you want our autograph, you can have it. But no, it'd be good to meet everyone in person, and it's a good time. There's so much that I think, Bill, we need a vacation after we do that. So,
well, I think after all the travel you put me through this winter, Pat, I don't know. You're pretty stingy with the vacations.
Well, we got to work hard. It's a rough year.
Right. You're right.
Yeah. All right. Did you have anything else that you wanted to get out to the Airgun Geeks?
Just continue to heal this country, to heal the division, and by all means, be a light in the darkness and go fly some pellets.
And like always, stay geeky.